Okay, everyone, I would like to welcome you to this afternoon's webinar, how to use social media to increase your leads. My name is Mickey Taylor, and I am the founder and CEO of Taylor & Company Travel, where I work as a full-time travel advisor, and I write the monthly column in Agent at Home magazine, Work at Home. And I'm here today because I am your agent ambassador with Agent Studio. And what that means is I'm the go-to person to help you maximize the tools that are included on the Agent Studio platform. So if you have questions, I will work them in throughout the webinar. You can type your question or comment into the chat box, and I will work it in. I'm also typing my email address now. And if you need to reach out to me for any reason at all after the webinar, whether you have questions, you're stuck with doing something, have an upgrade question, whatever it might be, you can please reach out to me, and if I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer for you. So let's see. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go back and give a little refresher course about our automated social media that is included in your Agent Studio website. So to get to that, you would scroll down on your home page to the control panel. Once you click the control panel button, it will take you to a login, which I'm already logged in, so that's why it isn't asking me to log in. And then you will see on the left-hand side the new features and the automated social media tab. I'm going to close out one of these. So what the automated social media feature is, it basically, the name pretty much says it all. It is where you can automate your social media posts. Also with Agent Studio, because this is integrated with your website platform, Agent Studio has gone a step further. They are not only providing the platform in the back end of our website, but they also make daily posts for us, 3 to 4 posts a day. Whatever social media accounts you have activated in your automated social media account, that is where they will post. Okay, so to start, the first thing, if you haven't done this, you will need to activate your social media. And I'm assuming that everybody on the webinar today has at least one social media account that they utilize. Okay, and the way you set those up is across the top, you see the different orange tabs. If you go to services, you can either go to one of two places. My services will show you what you have activated. And yes, you're seeing that right. I have 54 active social media services. Okay, that doesn't mean I have 54 social media accounts. I'm not the crazy social media lady. But I will show you how you eventually will have that many and then some. I add some each day, and I will explain what that is in a little while. But first, let's go on and show you how to add services. Okay, when you click on Add Services, every time I do a webinar, you guys are probably tired of hearing me say, I need a bigger screen, because I always run out of room with the little chat. So once you click on services, you'll see a pop-up. Okay, it defaults to popular, which is just the most popular services that you can add. Okay, some of these, or maybe all of these, look familiar to you. If you want to just see social media that you can add, you can click on the social tab and take a look at the social media platforms that you can integrate with the automated social media platform. Blogs, if you have a blog and want to integrate postings, you can go down through. It has WordPress, WordPress.com. Pretty much all the big blog services are on here. Photo and video, okay, Instagram and Pinterest, of course, being the big ones. You also can use this platform to update your Facebook cover. You can use this for Facebook to create a Facebook page album. Some of the lesser popular photo apps, Flickr, Mobi, SlideShare, and then, of course, YouTube is extremely popular. Okay, bookmarking. If anybody uses any of these, I would love to hear from you. So if any of you are on the webinar today and utilize any of the bookmarking apps in here, I would love to just shoot me an email or just put me a message in the chat box. Monitoring, it allows you to add, if you have any accounts with brand and keyword or review monitoring, you can add those. It also gives you a wealth of apps, okay? Facebook Page Loader, Facebook Reconnect, Twitter Welcome, Twitter Auto Replies, Twitter Auto Retweets. If any of you are familiar with Twitter and have set up any of these automated features on Twitter, you know Crowdfire is the one that I used to use, but I use the automated social media tool that we now get in, which is already in with my Elite platform, so that saves me money. Pretty much every service that I used to have that I paid for social media, which was probably about $75 to $100 a month, I was able to cancel because everything is right here in this platform. So it is extremely powerful, and as we go through and continue to do additional webinars on this tool, you will learn a new feature or 2 or 3 each time you sit in on a webinar, because there's just so much information and so much you can do with the platform that you can't put it into a 1-hour webinar. And that is not active at this point. You can't get it rebranded. Okay, so those are the different types of accounts or services that you can add. We are going to just stick with the basics for now. So if you want to set up your Facebook account, it is, you want to post updates to your Facebook fan pages or your Facebook business pages, all you have to do, you can come in here and you will see that there are numerous different categories. You can post updates to your own Facebook wall, which is your personal account. You can upload and set as your Facebook cover photo. There are all these different, like I said, you can set up, you can set up all of these. That's how I ended up with 54 services set up. So to set up your Facebook page, all you have to do is click Set Up. You can put a description in here. If you have personal and business and you're going to be setting up both, I would put your name as the description for all of your personal accounts. Facebook page, select a page to manage. Well, if I'm using this to do a page, then I'm going to want to put up here TACT for Taylor and Company Travel. I have many pages here, but you would normally, if you only have one page, that's all that's going to show up. Choose the page. Now, if you want to automatically generate a link preview, which I recommend because that's 9 times out of 10, that's what intrigues your followers and your friends to want to click on the link in the first place. So you just set that to yes. It automatically defaults to no, so you need to change that. targeting all fans. If you want to, I have this, I always leave this on, but if you want to target different audiences, a different country, you can set up all of that criteria in here. And then post as a full-sized image. Now I had this turned on, and as with anything, it's a little bit of trial and error as we grow with utilizing the platform. I had this set to yes, and what it did was take all the images and it would post it as a separate full image, which it would show the full image, and then underneath it, the next post from me would be the actual post I wanted everybody to see, which had the links and everything. So I always keep this to no, but if, you might be posting something that for some reason you want to come in here and turn that on. So you can come in here once it's set up, you can edit this as many times as you need to. And receive alerts for new activity. So this is the priority inbox, which is up here in the upper left-hand corner. That means it will only show up in this inbox. So you won't see it unless you're logged into your control panel. I usually do priority inbox and email, because if there's an issue with a post that's really super important, I want to know if there was an issue with it, and I might not always be logged in to the control panel. And then all you do is click Save Settings. I'm not going to save it because I already have this set up, but you would click Save Settings and your account is active. Very simple, very easy. It is the same process if you wanted to do Instagram or Twitter. Manage your Instagram stream, retrieve analytics, read and respond to comments in your priority box. Instagram post. You can schedule posts to your Instagram account. When posting to Instagram via the dashboard, this is the one caveat, you will receive a push notification or email for manual posting from your device at the appropriate time. So what this does, it allows you to set up the post, but you then just have to download the image to your phone or iPad or whichever you're using to post to Instagram. It will copy the description or the caption, and then you can go right into Instagram and post it. Okay, that's one way, and I don't know what that is. Okay, so yesterday on my webinar, I thought my screen was cracked, but it wasn't, and there is that line again. So I have a message. Maybe that came in when the message was posted. At any rate, I'm glad to report that my screen was not cracked. My screen scrambled when you showed where to access this area in Agent Studio. Okay, all you do to get to this area is if you scroll down to the bottom of your homepage, you will see Control Panel. When you click Control Panel, it will bring you into, which I'm already in there, it will bring you into this screen. And you click Automated Social Media, and it will automatically open up. Now, where I was to add or activate your social media accounts, it's under Services, and then you just want to click Add Services. And then it will bring you to this area that we're at here. So let me go back to Instagram. Instagram is one of the harder social media tools or platforms to automate, because you still do have just a little bit of manual posting, but it makes this process so much easier, because I will show you how to fill up your queue and schedule out posts. And even though you have a couple steps, it's already set up. It isn't the day or at the time you want to post on Instagram. You don't have to go and figure out what you want to say. Everything is already done. So you can do it the day before. I like to set up a ton of them at one time. Let's see. Sorry, Mickey. What should the post as full-size image be? Okay, for that, I leave that to know. Because when you choose post to full-size image, what it does, it will create 2 posts from the actual post that you are making on Facebook. It will post, the message and the link, but then whatever image you include with that, it will post that image as a separate post. So I don't like to see that because all it does, it shows up as a picture. There's no comments, no links, nothing. So it looks a little odd. Now, there might be times when you might want to see that. I haven't found any yet. So when I'm setting up my services, I always mark that to no. Thanks, Bruce. I didn't see your note down there. So that's the caveat with Instagram, but again, it's super helpful. Instagram auto likes. Okay. I don't know about you. I love to look on Instagram, but I rarely have the time. I will go on for a few minutes here and there throughout the day to like a few posts and to just remain active and post a comment here or there. But we have an Instagram auto likes tool. Okay, so this is what I have, and I'm going to go leave this screen and go in and show you what I have set up. What this does, I'll do it right here first to show you, and then I'll show you what I have set up. Okay, so I'm going to call this Destination Weddings. Okay, I have, it has a few in here, but it's really just my 2, my personal and my business account. So whichever account I want to auto like a post that pertains to Destination Weddings is the account that you want to select here. The hashtag. Start typing a hashtag. So I want to do hashtag Destination Weddings. Okay, you will see as I am typing, it automatically brings up and filters down the hashtags. So far there are 360,568 posts that have used the hashtag Destination Weddings. Okay, so that's what I want to like. So you'll click that. The number of photos to like each time. You can select up to 6. Okay, I always pick 6. I would pick 50 if I could. Let's see, I need to bump this up a bit. I currently have the free site and will be upgrading. Can you please send a copy of today's webinar to me? Yes, I definitely will. And somebody's commenting on my Red Sox. Yes, I love the Red Sox. A short reason why, no, I didn't grow up in Boston. It was from a previous relationship. That relationship tanked, but my love for the Red Sox remains, and I'm a diehard fan. So go Sox. Just put in a little rah-rah for my team. Okay, so you can choose up to 6. Oh, no, a Yankees person? I think I might blacken my screen now so the Yankee fans can't see. Okay, so 6 posts. You can choose however many you want. And then you can also choose the number of hours to wait between each like, okay, which would be, I've chosen 6. So how many hours do I want it to wait before it likes 6 more photos? I always choose 1. Okay. Automatically follow Instagram users. Yes. Okay. You can unfollow them later, but we all know that pretty much social media for the most part is a give and take. You follow me, I'll follow you. Now we got a little baseball rivalry going on now in our chat section. So it's great to see there's some baseball fans. It's one of my favorite sports. We have some Diane is a huge Boston fan in all sports, so that's great. Stewart is a Texas Rangers and a D-back. So yeah, wide array of fans here. So back, yes, follow. It's up to you, but as I said, it's a give and take. So you can only have so many, I think it's 7,000 followers on Instagram. So you want to make sure you're picking and choosing. And so I automatically say yes, automatically follow the Instagram user that it's liking the page of. But the next option, which is brilliant, unfollow Instagram users who have not followed you back. So I'm always in my account. So I know who, I recently followed today. So I look and I let it do its thing. If they don't follow me back and it's still an account that I think might, be beneficial. It could be a travel blogger, could be a software developer, and, it will automatically unfollow it. I can go back in and, follow them again. But the use of this tool keeps your followers and the people that you follow, it tries to keep the numbers fairly even. Okay, email notifications. I keep this to off because I don't want to know every time it's liking the photos and when there's the activity, because I go in and I can see it by going into Instagram. But if you say yes, then you can tell it where you want to send the email notifications to. If you have a social media person or maybe one of your agents is tasked with monitoring Instagram or your social media accounts as one of their tasks, daily tasks, then, sorry, I didn't mean to exit out of that. So you would put one or as many email addresses in there as you would like. And then the current state. Is this an active or a paused service? So you might, I don't know, for maybe in the summer, people are getting engaged, or at Christmas, you might want to, for a couple months, set up for engaged or I do's or something like that. And you might want to turn it off or pause it. So this is where you would do that. I never pause any of mine. I just let them all go. And then once you have set that up, click Save Settings. And then we come over. I'm going to move that again. You can come over to My Services and you can see all the different accounts. Okay, so here's one. TACT, that's the abbreviation for my agency name. And this is Destination Wedding. So you can see I have everything set up. And most of this is Instagram. Okay, so it is a wonderful tool and I love it. So I suggest Instagram is very rapidly becoming the way of the future or the social media of the future. Snapchat is very big. I haven't really gotten into Snapchat that much. I don't really like to do selfies and don't like to take pictures of myself. So I've struggled with a way to incorporate that into my business. I'm working on it, but because I have partnered with a Snapchat filter company for weddings, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, things like that. So I do like to use it, but it's just been a little difficult for me. And I don't have that much time to play with it. So that's the only downfall with that. And none of it's like here and gone. So the work that you do, you can save the images and things, but I feel like it's just for special occasions, maybe. I like when I can repeat things, I can automate things. Snapchat isn't automated or can't be automated. Okay, so that's a huge part for Instagram. And I can honestly tell you that once I started setting these up, and I have to do some more, I set up a bunch of them at one time, and then I go in like every day and just add a couple more when I think about it. If I'm in here, I'll just go add another hashtag and just keep filling it up that way, because I've received my followers increased, my activity increased tenfold when I started doing that. So I do highly recommend it. And if you don't have an Instagram account, I strongly suggest that you create one. Okay, so let's go back to the services, and let's look at Twitter, but not just your basic Twitter. Pop that over. I want to, okay, so the same thing with Twitter. Twitter auto retweets, you can do the same thing. So it's basically open up Twitter. Whoops, I don't know why they're disappearing on me. I guess I'm slightly clicking outside the box. So let's do one. Let's do hashtag engaged. Okay, and we'll do it with my business account. Engaged. So if you're reading underneath here, tweets must contain every word and phrase in order to be included. Separate each word or phrase with a comma. So all I need to take this out because I'm not going to put any additional words in there. And granted, when we put in engaged, we could get a lot. It could be a random selection. It could be engagement for marketing, or actually engagement might be, we'll do engagement. And you can play around with these. You can add them, see how they do. You can delete them, a week or two or a month later if it's, or even a couple days if you're not really, you can see what you've retweeted. And if it isn't relevant information, then, come in here and change it up a little bit. Add another word, engagement / wedding, or engagement, wedding. So you can play around with these and just see what works best. Let me see what, somebody popped in late. Is this a separate website or through my agent studio website? This is the automated social media in the back end of your website. So we got there through the control panel, and automated social media is right here. That's what we clicked. And then it opened up the automated social media section of the platform. And Kathy, the webinar will be recorded, so I'll send out the copy to you. Okay, so let me see if all of these, there we go. I guess they're popping in behind. Let me pull this down a bit. Yeah, I have Adobe open. I have 1 million documents that I didn't have time to save before the webinar started, so I'm not seeing any of this in my back end. Diane, what platform are you on? Are you on the free or the starter platform? Let me know which platform you're on, and that will explain why you aren't seeing it. Okay, let me pop back over to here. Okay, just do, whoa, sorry guys. Okay, engagement. If you want to add any other words or phrases, you can put that in this box. Or if you Okay, give me a second. We have a question. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find where it says what I am on, but I can't see anything that tells me. I have only been on it for 2 days. Okay, well, welcome. I'm so glad that you decided to join the Agent Studio family. I think you will find that your website is going to be very beneficial to your travel business. To get to your control panel, all you do is scroll down to the bottom of your homepage, and you'll see control panel. When you click that, you will be asked to sign in, and then you will see the back end of your website or your control panel. So let me know if you can't find it once you're in that section. Okay, let's go back to the automated retweet. Only respond to this Twitter user. Okay, there are some Twitter accounts that I love, that I want to, respond to or make sure that I'm interacting with. It might be a hotel that you want to build a strong relationship with. It could be a blogger that you might want to, you're working on to be a featured blogger on your personal blog or your business blog. Okay, so if you don't see the automated social media, is it not even, you should be able to see it even if it isn't listed here. Click on add-on and new features. You might have to, you might be on maybe the free site and you would have to add it. Yeah, so are you with a host, Diane? You don't have to tell me which one, or you can send it to me privately if you don't want to mention. Okay, so if you're with a host, let me know which one you're with. You can private message me or let me know. Certain hosts have blocked certain aspects of the platform for their agents. So if you let me know which agency, whether you want to email it to me or privately message it to me in the chat, I will let you know whether your host agency has said they don't want their agents to have part in the feature, or if it's just something that you have to add. So, it's outside agents. Okay, so they haven't launched the new platforms yet. So what you need to do, oh, great. Sorry, I didn't see. So anybody that's on here for outside agents, please go and inquire with your customer service and ask them when they're going to deploy the new website options. So they have everything in place. I'm not sure why they haven't opened that up to everybody yet, but they should have, because they've been out since April. So you'll want to make sure, and if you have any questions, you can email me. Yeah, it's actually there. They have all the information. I'm just not sure why they haven't rolled it out to the agents yet. So let's go back here. I was talking about this could be, a certain user, like I mentioned, and you can put their Twitter handle in here. And one thing, though, I will mention, if you put a Twitter username in here and you have information in here, it will only retweet posts from this user that have that word in it. So if you want to retweet everything from a certain user, don't put anything in this category, okay? If there's somebody that you don't want, maybe, you've come across a blogger that doesn't, whatever their writing style is, it doesn't, yes, you can create as many as you want. The question Wendy asked, can you create multiple retweet services? Yes. It's just like the Instagram, when I showed you all the different hashtags for Instagram. You can retweet, you can set up as many retweets as you would like. If there are users that just don't fit the bill for you. They're, like I said, their writing style, it could be maybe a political reason, anything, whatever the reason might be, you don't want to automatically retweet like anything of theirs. You can put their username in here, separate them all by columns, and then just copy and paste this into each Twitter retweet that you set up so that it doesn't post by mistake to any of their stuff. Okay, retweet frequency in hours, and then number of retweets. So this is actually backwards. On Instagram, we did the number of times first and then the hours. And it will do 3, which I don't know why it only does 3. It aggravates me. I've requested for it to do more, but it will do 3. So it will retweet 3 tweets every hour. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but believe me, as you start in setting these up and interacting, this is just 3 for this particular word. So engagement. So 3 every hour. So when you think of it that way, that, oh, I'm going to set up multiple retweets, then it becomes, you can build on that. So 3 on this one, 3 on, 5 others, then you're retweeting, 15 times in an hour, which is great. The best part about it, you're not doing any of the work. It takes a little bit of time, to come in here and play with this. Like I said, I come in every day. I'm in here for something, whether it's to make a current post that I haven't set up. Every time I come in here, I add a couple. Might do a retweet. I might do an Instagram, a hashtag, like. If you do it that way, it doesn't seem like you have 2 minutes to spare. So that's how I think of it, because nobody wants to sit down. Now, I did in the beginning because I was learning the platform. And you might want to sit down and spend an hour if you have it, setting up some of this or one of everything, then going back in when you get a chance to set them up. And within a couple weeks, you will be shocked at the engagement that your social media accounts are getting. You can set it to auto follow. And if you want it to only send @replies to people if their tweets are of this sentiment, you can set up whether you want to reply to positive or negative or any type of follow. Okay. I usually do positive because honestly, I don't want to auto reply to a negative comment. I usually like to go in there and address those myself if there ever are. Hopefully we never get any of those. You can choose your language, the country, only tag people from a specific country or location. You can put in, if you do location, then you can make it even more specific. At the bottom, again, whether you want to get email notifications, I never do. I just let this do its thing, and then I check up, I'll look at that at the end of the night. Usually when I'm trying to fall asleep, that's when I decide to look at this stuff and then get engaged in something, and it's 2 hours later. The current state. Is this service active, or are you going to pause it? So, of course, we're setting it up fresh, so we want it to stay active. But if you need to pause it, just like with Instagram, you can come in here and pause it at any time. Save the settings, and then it's automatically going to, it's added that then to our services. So now I was at 54, now I'm at 55. That's the retweet. There are 2 other features of Twitter that I find extremely helpful as well. A welcome, okay? Like I said, I used to use Crowdfire, and I paid monthly for it to go in, and set up my autoresponder. Okay, so if you want to put a description in here, it could be personal, and then choose the account. And then this is where you would type the message. So I am going to, I'll show you what mine look like and what I've added. This field is a little tricky. So meaning, I might want to, when I was doing it, I wanted to go out and add the link to my Facebook page. And so I would click over to Facebook, and when I'd come back, this had already, whatever was in there, it was automatically added. So let me just show you. I'm just going to put something and go out here, come back, find it. Okay, so you can see up here where it put what I had. All you need to do is copy this then, and then paste it back in. When I'm doing this, I text a lot of stuff to myself. So I use on a Mac. I don't think you can do it on a PC, but on a Mac I do. I use the iMessage to either text stuff to myself or just as a holding space. You can remove that just by clicking remove, and then, or if you type in here, if you click add, it will replace what's up at the top. Direct message. So do you want to send your welcome message for anybody that follows you? Do you want to send it as a direct message or as an actual tweet? It's up to you. I usually do a direct message, but it's also a good way to just send it out as a tweet. It does shorten the message, but if you send it as a direct message, you have a little bit more space to, make your message a little longer, to add, your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever other accounts you might want to get them to try to follow you on. Auto follow. Do you want to automatically follow the people? I usually do. Then, like I said, I go in and, check it out. Frequency in minutes. I always choose the shortest amount of time, maximum messages to send out. So it will automatically, every 60 minutes, it'll automatically send out 10 welcome messages. So, but if you don't get, you might only have had 5 people follow you within the hour. It will go through and look for those. The next hour, you might have had 12. It will go back and start at the beginning of where it actually left off, if that makes sense to you. Again, active or paused, and then you save the settings, and then it will look like this. Let me look here. Okay, so here's my personal thank you. Here's my thank you for the business. So this is what I have in there for the message, giving them just a little bit to say, hey, this is what I am, this is what I do, and then just ask them to connect on other social medias and to follow my blog. Okay, so it's pretty easy, but those things, to me, that kind of weeds out, if you get those, it kind of weeds out the professional people from just the personal bloggers, or not personal bloggers, personal users. So we need a mix of all types in our social media feed, but I kind of look, especially if you're getting close to the maximum amount of followers that you're allowed to have, you want to pick and choose. I basically have the same thing in here. Let's connect. I let them know that I write a travel blog, and then welcome them to the agency. And hopefully, they'll look at that, and it will drive traffic back to your website, and you'll get some leads. I have, since I've started this, I asked clients how they heard of me, and out of the last 15 bookings that I've done, 8 of those have been through social media. So it works. And just like the marketing center, the more that we can automate as agents and save ourselves time, but still keep our brand out there, whether it be email, social media accounts, that's the most important thing, is to be consistent. And the automated social media, I know that there are some integrations, there's some consortia and things that have integrations, but with social media, I haven't found. I sat in on a webinar yesterday for one of them, and they basically do Instagram or Facebook and Twitter, and you can't do any of this. So I was thinking I was going to get a demonstration, but it was really just a slideshow of a PowerPoint, and they set it up for you, and you can say yes or no if you want something posted, but you shouldn't have to. The content should automatically be geared towards your brand and your travel business. So that's one thing with this platform. You have total control. You can come in here and set up everything. It's not just Facebook and Twitter posts. It's autoresponders, and Agent Studio posts messages out over your Facebook and Twitter account. Currently, they only do auto posts to those 2 accounts, but you can set up, as I've shown you, everything in here. Let me go back, and I want to show you auto replies. Okay, so you can automatically, if somebody tweets you, or let me see, there's another, will there be a webinar on how to start blogging? Yes, I have a link that I can send to you. I did a webinar on just the blogging feature that's included in your Agent Studio website, but there will be in August, there will be a webinar just about how to blog, what to blog, where to find information. So it will be more about the how to do it. The previous one, which I will still send you the link to, shows you how to use the blog tool on your Agent Studio website. Okay, you can have, this was a welcome that we just did. This is to auto respond or reply to a like, a comment. So you set it up exactly the same way. Oh, how is this working? So where are these little on-screen things coming from? I love that. Now that I know that it's, yesterday I thought it was my screen cracked because I had all these colorful little lines going like all over down here, and they just appeared suddenly. And I kept trying to rub my finger across the screen thinking, when did I drop my laptop? Because I have shattered a screen or 2. And then once I ended the webinar, it went away. Yes, I will send out, if anybody wants the webinar on the blog tool for Agent Studio, just put in a message. It can either be private or public in the chat box, and I will send those out as soon as the webinar is over, because those are already, it's already up on YouTube. And then down here, again, this is, you can set this up exactly how you did the retweets. Okay, it's basically the same thing, except you are responding either to a profile or to a tweet, and it will automatically send out, you can type in your message. This message area works the same as it did for the welcome email or the welcome message. And again, you have all the choices to set it up. Frequency, the number of tweets, the same type of options are available. Then once you're done, save your settings, and you have created an auto reply. Okay. Those are a little tricky. I played around a little bit with it. The one that I want to do is, but I need to figure out, I don't have enough data on doing like the whole engagement thing or honeymoon. If somebody mentions honeymoon, you could auto respond, have a message set up for that. That's a pretty easy one. I also would like to capture the destination wedding or the engaged client and reach out to them and, engage them. But using engaged, it gives you a wide variety of results. So you just have to keep playing with it and tweak it until you find what works. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Bruce, have there been any webinars on using WordPress to create a blog and import it into our website? Do you have any info on that? That is included in the a little bit is included in the last webinar I did about the blog tool. I don't think I will do one about WordPress, but I will see if, oh, I like the Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, that might work. That's a great option, Belinda, to try to get to tweets that are engaged or weddings, Mr. and Mrs. That's a good one. I don't know, Bruce, if I'll do one specifically for WordPress because I had mine set up before, so I'll show you what my blog looks like. I basically only have it because it took me days to create this site. And once I had it, I like it. So I don't want to get rid of it. So I just integrate it into here. But, I can, think about that, doing a WordPress blog to pull it in. Here's one of when I was saying about the relationship with a supplier for wedding and bachelorette parties, for Snapchat filters. That is Filtered Vows. And they're a great company and I love them. So that's why I keep trying to really get into Snapchat more. It's a work in progress. So if anybody has any tips, I'm always open to suggestions. But this is, I have integrated or imported my blog posts into our blog tool on our website, but I haven't posted it out onto the page. Maybe what I'll do is I could do that and actually import them into the demo site. And then that way I'll be able to show you what the posts look like on our website. That's actually a good idea. So I can integrate that into the next webinar on the how-tos. So I'll include that for you so you can see. And I've been with WordPress for a while, so if you get stuck, let me know. Reach out to me and I can, try to answer your questions. Hitched soon. Oh, that's cute. Belinda, you're coming up with some good ones. Tie the knot. Those are all great hashtags to use. So yeah, just put those in and see what results come up. I imagine that those are going to be really good results with those hashtags. Let's see, Bruce, we don't all have access to the blog tool on the website anymore. Are you with a host or did you downsize? Because, let me see, the blog tool. Belinda, I'm happy to be your blog mentor if you need one. I'm just now in the process. I'm starting to get some featured bloggers to contribute. It's been a long process to reach out and start working with others. It's hard to find bloggers that you want to feature that also aren't in the business of selling, because you want to make sure that, I don't mind featuring them, but the ones that I've reached out to were like, oh, you sell travel, so I don't want my my blog posts on your blog. So there is a gray area, and you just have to, reach out and inquire with the different bloggers. Then some of them want to charge, and I'm not going to pay somebody to, feature them on my blog. So, it takes a little bit of time, but I have, some tips and tricks that I've done with that as well. Yes, and need to buy the most expensive package, which includes cruises that we don't have access to. Yeah, the elite package has access to everything, which is obviously the one that I have, but it also gives you the most freedom. Meaning you can create your website like this. You can change it up, do it however you want it. You aren't constricted with the tabs across the top. You can make these whatever you want to. You can see under my book now, I have AU Swim and Dive. My daughter is a student at Auburn, and she was a diver. She is graduating in a week. But I created, as a parent, we went to all the meets. So I did the room blocks, and I created this. This is all the meets. So the parents would come in here, click this, information about the meet, give them links to book their travel. That pops up to the booking tool. If they want to book direct, here's what to do wherever they're at. I put if there's a visitor's guide. So adding all of this stuff, you need to be on the elite platform in order to expand. And, oh, Belinda, you are an Ole Miss mom. Oh, cool. Yeah, we're a pretty big rivalry then. But yeah, I'll overlook that, and I'll still be your mentor. I added these pages, gives all the information. So this is another way that if you're on the elite plan, you can think about reaching out to different groups to book their travel. Parents, there's all kinds of dance groups, gymnastics, football, you name it. There are groups out there that need assistance because everybody does it on their own. And if you don't charge a fee to do it, it's a way to get a lot of names in your marketing center. It's a way to increase your sales, even if, they might be booking a $90 room or a $100 room and you're getting $10 a pop. That might be $30. But the way you have to look at it is once you start and you do this for other groups, one, you're getting their email address so that you can put it into your marketing center and market to them every week with the weekend travel. You can send them all of your promotions or any of the co-branded emails that are sent out. Plus, that gives you another connection to sell a trip to. So that's one way to look at it. So I know I've heard from some people that, oh, it's $69 a month and it's hard. I'm only doing it part-time, which I understand. But honestly, if you only want to stay part-time, then maybe the elite isn't for you. But if you're serious and really want to make a business out of travel, the only way to do it is with the elite platform because you have access to everything. And some of you have already been on my blog or on my webinars. You see how everything kind of integrates together. So I might be posting on social media, but I will use the automated social media to do it. I might use Travify because I've created a trip and I'm grabbing that link and putting it into my social media post. And I might also include a link to the destination that itinerary was built on, which leads back to the destination content on our website. So it's honestly all one complete package, and it's a bubble that you want to put your clients or your future clients in so that you can show them that you have all the information they need. You're providing information to them. You're not just selling to them. You're providing information on different destinations. You're providing tips on travel. So it's not always about just posting and sending out a sales pitch. It's more about educating them and letting them see what type of professional you are and your expertise, sharing that with them. Let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. I was rambling and missed a couple questions. I know that you've said this already, but your website layout is a custom, right? And remind me what the process is. Yes, my layout, and this is all being changed. So here's the new, this is the new layout. And you would email Agent Studio. The cost to get it customized is not a one-time charge of $950. And then you reach out to support@agentstudio.com, or you can also, I think it's custom@agentstudio.com, either one of those, and let them know that you're interested. Now, if you do, here's a tip. I created an outline of what I wanted for each page. Every page had the exact information, the pages, the subpages, and the content that I wanted on it, which is a big help because a lot of times we have, I've heard Shay and the other designers say, well, we have 15 websites that are kind of stalled out because the agents don't have the content. They have the layout they want, but they don't have the content to put on it. So what I mean by content is, let's go to my weddings page. So each of these tabs, so I would have sent them an outline, and under romance, each of these would have been like a Roman numeral. But under the Roman numeral, I would have had listed what I wanted on when you clicked destination wedding. Okay, and there's an issue. Ignore the social media feed not popping up. I changed my password and have to update it so that it links again. Style Boutique. So this is where I have the different resorts, and if you click on these, it goes to a digital magazine for this, and it's their wedding brochure, okay, which on the back is branded with my information. Yeah, the turning is okay, but when I'm on a webinar, I don't want you to have to sit through it. But let me go to the back really quick and show you. I think I just froze it up. But on the back, the very last page, I brand these by taking off. Okay, here. Whoops. Oh, I think you saw it. Some of these need updated a little bit. But I put my information. I delete the Charisma information, and I put all of my, these links go to my accounts, not Charisma. So, but when I gave that to them and said, hey, I want all this, I had each of these were like, you know, indentions, and I gave them, here's the link to what will show up for Charisma. I had all of this laid out. So that's the biggest thing. My advice is to have a layout and start somewhat on the basic side to get the customization completed, and then add. Like this could have been just inspiration, and it could have been set up to where when you click it, it could just pop up a little message about Charisma. And then once you get, maybe you want to do it this way, or you have a different idea of what you want behind that, then you can add the next layer, which is these are all set up as pages. So every one of the links are all a separate page. So that's my advice on getting it. I certainly recommend the customized websites because you want to put your individuality into your website. But that's the biggest, my biggest advice is to be ready. You know, it took a while to build out all the information. You know, this was huge. Let me see. The requirements. So this is every, okay. either I linked that wrong or, yeah, there's a mix. This was the next page to get the new layout. So I need to check that out. That image is going to the wrong link. That is a link that gives you, brides can pick their destination and it tells you what the wedding requirements are. But there's a million different destinations in there. So it took a while to build that out. So that's my 2 cents about that. Let's see. Okay, so for those of you that have asked me for the different webinars that have already happened, I will definitely send those to you right after the webinar. And what section of your website do you have the Texas A&M info on? Benicia, I think that one might have ended up in the trash, actually. That's funny, I like that. A lot of SEC people. I'm a diehard SEC fan, so I just want to say that, well, the Elite package is the most expensive. It will pay for itself. Just 2 features have just got me 2 cruise bookings and paid for itself. I have been with Agent Studio for 4 years, and until just April was not doing much with these tools. These tools have elevated my agency reach. Wendy, thank you so much for that. That is a huge testament, and I love hearing this because, you know, I've used it, and that was one of the reasons why I reached out to Mark and said, hey, let me get in front of the agents. Let me share my experience with them, because I came from I was an accountant for 23 years, and you know, my boss came to me and said, hey, we need a travel program. You need to figure it out. So that was how I got into travel, but I was used to going outside of the box and making things work and making things happen. So when the new tools come into play, I just go in and play with it. It's just natural for me. And I worked for a software company. So, you know, that mentality was already in my mind. But I'm so glad to hear other people now, you know, since I came on and since the new tools were implemented, it does make a big difference. And I'm glad that you're reaping the benefits of it. And you're absolutely right. If you really want to make travel your full-time career or more than a hobby, the Elite platform is the way to go. And it will pay for itself, like Wendy said, tenfold. This is just a start, and the webinars we're continuing to do not only basic webinars, but, you know, expanding. We'll do more advanced webinars with the social media. So today, you know, I demonstrated to you how you can reach more followers, more likes, more tweets, more on Facebook, because those are the people, honestly, from Facebook or social media and word of mouth referrals. That's how I get 90% of my business, or I should say new business. I did have a huge database when I left my accounting job and went to travel full time. But social media is really where I'm getting the new business from. So, well, we are about 10 minutes overdue. So I would like to thank everybody for, I love this. I don't know, I've never seen this little tool, but I like the writing on the screen. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I would like to thank everybody for joining, and make sure you take a look. I will be providing next month's webinars will be up in the next probably day. So you can go into your control panel and look at the Agent Studio control panel, or Agent Studio Academy down close to the bottom, and look at next month's webinars. And if you have topics that you would like to request, I'm always looking for, I want to help you and provide you with what you need. So let me just reach out, whether it be email or, you know, if you follow me on any of the social media, just let me know. Reach out and say, hey, I'd like to see X, or somebody asked about WordPress, anything, just give me some topics that you would like to see covered, and I will implement them or include them, if not make a whole webinar about them. So thank you, everybody. You're all very welcome, and thank you for the kind comments. And I will speak to everybody or see you on the next webinar. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.